Ripple's team rented out office space at the World Economic Forum conference to conduct meetings and business during the conference. Who were they doing business with is what I want to know. Who were they doing business with, and who were they having meetings with that they needed to rent out office space at Davos? What is up? I am Crypto Mason, and welcome back to the Crypto Mason YouTube channel. Shout out to the Gold Squad. We look for gold in every single aspect of our lives, and we always find it. Now, today, we are back with another market update. Now, if you watch until the end of this video, we do have a somewhat secret document. It's not actually on the internet, but it was linked in a Telegram. A secret document about Quant, or referencing Quant, from a major player, institutional player. We are also going to talk about Flare and the XRP airdrop a little bit. We're going to talk XRP and Ripple, HBAR as well, and just what the general market is doing and what my strategy right now is for the market to set myself up to make money in 2023. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you join the Gold Squad Discord. This Discord has been on fire. We've grown over 1,000 members in the past 7 days. We're at 16,100 right there. Easily will be, 50,000 in due time. Also, make sure you go check out the Gold Squad merch. Some of the prices have been lowered on the hoodies. You can get this hat that I'm wearing as well right here, the GS Trucker hat right there. And use code GOLDEN for 10% off. That should say 10. I don't know why it says 15. Right there. Use code GOLDEN for 10% off. This is the last day that you can use that code, so make sure you go and check it out. All right, moving into the market update here, we see that we're still above $1 trillion. And to me, this means I'm not buying anything. In my opinion, I'm not really buying anything unless I'm dollar cost averaging, which right now I am very strategically doing that only. So I'm not really dollar cost averaging per se, but I'm kind of intuitively buying the same amount when I see that it goes low, and that hasn't been recently. I haven't been buying anything recently because it's at 1 trillion. And I will let you know when I buy, right? So if HBAR goes back to 3 cents, I'm buying. If Quant goes back to 100, I'm buying. These type of levels is what I like to get in on. Biggest gainer today, we have Compound, then Casper. Casper is definitely one of those gems that you need to be watching. This still hasn't really made my lists, of top 10 coins or anything, or I'm not holding this, but it does randomly moon out of nowhere. Look at that huge volume increase and huge price increase. Well, not huge price increase, but huge percentage right off the bat there. Also, by the way, I forgot to say, make sure you drop a like on the video if you're enjoying these uploads recently. Here is the Bitcoin chart. Okay, 23,000 still, and we're getting up there to that 25K, and I think we can do it. But if we do it, we're gonna come right back down off 25K. I don't really see us going above 25K, and of course I'd love to be wrong on that, because that means everything else is going to be pushing up higher. But to be honest, I just see us going to 25K, or even up to 24, and then dropping back down. Usually 25K is a decent psychological level, just because it's 25, and then 30 I have marked right here as another one, and then 35 as well, and then 40. Those even numbers can be psychological levels, because when Bitcoin does hit those, it makes major headlines, right? If Bitcoin hit 25,000, it's a perfect number to make headlines. It's very weird to just make not as many headlines come out if Bitcoin hits 23,500, right? Not as many headlines come out. But once you hit these psychological levels, if it hit 30K, that's all over, blasted over the news, right? So let's move into Ripple. Ripple has some great news today. XRP, Ripple names Monica Long as president. Now, Monica Long has been part of Ripple for a while, but she has been named president. We are announcing that SVP and general manager Monica Long has been promoted to the role of president. She joined Ripple in 2013 when the company had only 10 employees. So a very, very OG player right here. Some of her interview clips are just amazing when she explains NFTs on XRP. Very nice, simple wording clips from her that can circulate on Twitter sometimes. She has expanded ODL, which is the XRP usage, a ton. She says she's incredibly honored to take on the role of president at Ripple. You know what? I want to know what her pay increase was. Can we find that out somehow? How much did her pay increase by from going from SVP and general manager to role of president? That's what I'm interested in. But this is some great news coming out of Ripple and in connection with XRP today. So this is another interesting Cointelegraph and CoinDesk. I'm telling you, we're watching the mainstream news being created through crypto or through CoinDesk and Cointelegraph, the new financial news, right? So if we think that crypto is this massive new established sector of the financial world, which I think it's going to be, and it is, right? $1 trillion market. We got up to 2 trillion. It's established. But if we think that's going to be solidified, it comes with all the other territory too. We have to have our own news stations, our own news websites. We have to have all of that, right? And Cointelegraph and CoinDesk are that. They are the biggest right now. But they have this kind of exclusive thing. They're getting more and more exclusive stuff. And this is kind of a look into what happened at Davos, the World Economic Forum event. One thing I noticed right here, Ripple's team rented out office space at the World Economic Forum conference to conduct meetings and business during the conference. So sometimes conferences will have rooms you can rent out for meetings and to do business, just because all the important people are in one place at one time and it makes it easy. But they did that. They chose to buy office space at the World Economic Forum event. Who were they doing business with is what I want to know. Who were they doing business with, and who were they having meetings with that they needed to rent out office space at Davos? I think that's peculiar in my opinion. We did have the managing director of Ripple. Sorry, where is it here? We have the video that we're going to play. The managing director at Ripple right here. Let's take a look at what he says and how he expects Ripple to go and XRP to go in 2023. So here we go. Watch this. This clip is 1 minute. Here we go.
You guys have weathered a lot of noise over the last couple of years. What does 2023 look like for the organization and the uptake of XRP and Ripple in general?
Sure. Well, we're excited about 2023. We'll continue to hire, but selectively. We're not naive to the fact that the macro environment is continuing to be challenged. We'll continue to focus internationally. We've been doing that for some time. Brad, all of us are out there talking about that piece of it, so the international build will continue. We need to get our core business right and continue to grow that dramatically. And then focus, as I mentioned, on other important initiatives like CBDCs, carbon credits, and make sure that we don't get too distracted with too many new exciting things that would take away from kind of proving the use case in the big business. So, but it's a great way to start the year. I mean, it's the 19th of January today. We are here at another conference last week in Switzerland, Davos this week. It feels like we're out of the gate strong with the agenda. Our teams are building and excited, and so I feel great about how the year's kicked off, despite the noise and macro and obviously very challenging environment.
So obviously, they're always feeling confident. Ripple never shows fear at all. No, none of their team members ever show fear. They're going to focus on getting their core business right and continuing to grow that dramatically. And then they're going to focus on CBDCs, carbon credits, and making sure they don't get distracted. So we know that Exchange, man, this is the carbon credit initiative on the XRP ledger, the main one. Is this actually... Hold on. We might have to actually look up here for that, okay? Exchange. Where did it go? Is the question. Exchange, where did it go? This is very interesting, folks, because I remember their website was down for maintenance, but are they here? Are they still here? Did they rebrand? I'm not sure why I can't find them right now, but Exchange was one of the ones. Was it called Exchange? What was that one? The carbon credit one on XRP. Let's type it in here. Carbon credit XRP. And yeah, right here. Okay, they are still there. I found it. That's my tweet, and that's Monica Long actually talking about the carbon credit solution on the XRP ledger. This is the woman who just got promoted to, the president position. But here, let's see if their website is back. Okay, their website is back. We might have to do a full breakdown on this. But this project is funded and supported by the UN, I believe, the United Nations, and they're building on the XRP ledger. Okay, and they've kind of disguised that. They kind of like, where did it all go? Where did all the UN flaunting go on this? So who knows? Maybe they're not using it anymore. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. Yes, hand in hand with the UN development system. So the UN development system, and let's just do one of these. So they do not mention XRP anywhere on their site anymore, which is interesting. Let's check their actual Twitter here. And, they're retweeting Ripple stuff. So, yes, it is happening on Ripple, developed by the UN. Now, in this same article, this Davos article, we also have somebody from Hedera who was attending Davos, Brett McDowell, who's the chairman of Hedera. And he says, it's cool to be on both sides of the fence for the conversations of the World Economic Forum people. He said the conversation is a lot more fluid than it looks, meaning, the World Economic Forum heavy hitters are starting to understand blockchain and crypto a little bit more. The WEF has unparalleled governing power. Blockchain and crypto is really about building trust layers and anchoring truth and then using cryptography to ensure truth over time on immutable ledgers. That's why it's about trust and it starts with relationships. He also says that the World Economic Forum was actively considering blockchain-based tools and applications to tackle topics like climate change and power, digital economies, and tokenization of assets. Very, very bullish stuff right there. Ripple and Hedera both attending the Davos event. A little bit more on Hedera. Christian Hasker tweets out that the Hedera network is on track to process 1 billion transactions every 20 days. So HBAR, the network, is on track to process 1 billion transactions every 20 days. But Christian Hasker, he does marketing for Hedera. He believes it will process that volume every 20 minutes. And the funny thing is, 1 billion transactions every 20 minutes on Hedera is easily possible, okay? And you can imagine each activity in a video game being a immutable event on the hash graph, right? So there's no hacking, there's no cheating, there's nothing. And, that would be insane. It would change gaming forever. Moving forward, let's talk about the XRP airdrop. So much controversy with Flare networks here. They've already had to put out proposal number 1 to change the protocol. Okay, and you can actually go and vote on this. I believe there's only a little bit, 24. It's probably done voting already. It closes in 2 hours from now. But if you want to go vote, go wrap your Flare on portal.flare.network, and you can go to here and you can vote on the on widening Flare distribution and reducing inflation. So there's guides on how to vote everywhere, but basically they're voting on that the 36 future monthly Flare distributions are going to be provided directly to wallets holding wrapped Flare instead of the initial 15% wallets, okay? Instead of sending the Flare tokens to the initial 15% airdrop. So this is an interesting change. And then also inflation would be set at 10% in a year, 10% in year 1, 7% in year 2, and 5% in year 3 onwards, calculated on available supply, not the fully diluted market cap, with a cap of 5 billion Flare minted per year. So this proposal is to change the airdrop so that it gets dropped to wallets that hold wrapped Flare, and then also to change the inflation rates and lower the inflation rates a little bit. So you can go and vote on that. You know, I'm tapped out of Flare, to be honest, right now. I want to see them get their shit right. Stop, making these astronomically big promises and then delivering nothing that's adequate. But, they said that the vision at the original vision of Flare has now changed due to a lot of different factors. And that's why they have to do these proposals. Moving on, here is the secret alpha that we have found. This is Morgan Stanley, okay? Morgan Stanley, major investment banking, securities, investment management, and wealth services worldwide is how they explain themselves. Morgan Stanley had a paper that dropped on January 25 at 4 a.m. GMT, and this is called Token Network Effects, Utility Tokens. Now, people went through this, and guess what they found? They find Morgan Stanley defining utility tokens. They find Morgan Stanley defining digital assets divided up into 3 categories. So is this how the SEC and the US is going to regulate crypto? Into security tokens, coins, payment tokens, and utility tokens. And we can see in the Morgan Stanley document, there are some cryptos mentioned for like cherry picked. Like they picked these on purpose, in my opinion. And we can see security tokens, they didn't put any companies in there. And that's because security tokens, the market is still in its infancy so much that, they can't even put like the most established ones there because you're so early to that. And then the coins, these are deemed coins, payment tokens. So they're interchangeably using the word coin and token there. But payment tokens include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Harmony, Solana, Cardano, IOTA, Phantom, Polkadot, Algorand, Litecoin. So Algorand is in there. IOTA is in there. ETH is in there. And then utility tokens, they have named Filecoin, Basic Attention Coin, The Graph, Orchid, Quant, out of nowhere, Arweave, Audius, Yearn, Chainlink, and DYDX. Okay? Like, I just find this very interesting why they would just randomly pick Quant in there. They're clearly very aware of Quant. And then they, kind of sort these even further into equity investing and token investing. So venture equity obviously includes investing in the businesses behind some of the coins. For example, like Phantom, which is a Solana-based wallet, but they're also a company, right? MoonPay, the big boys, and that's venture equity. And then liquid tokens and early-stage tokens right here. They're naming Quant again, IOTA, Phantom. Now Quant is in the same category as Bitcoin and ETH. Very, very peculiar, and a lot of people are looking into this right now. Now, let's talk about this, okay? This is our third last thing right here. April 2017, the Ethereum market cap was $2 billion. And by January 2018, 9 months later, ETH market cap went to $140 billion. Quant right now has a $2 billion market cap. And at $140 billion market cap, Quant would be $9,625. That's an upside of 63x. And that would almost bring Quant to that glorious $10,000 target. Okay? Now think that ETH in 2021 peaked at $575 billion. If Quant had that, it'd be a $40,000 coin. And obviously this is, we can't compare ETH and Quant. It doesn't make sense to compare ETH and Quant. But I wanted to throw this in there because just to show you like how high Quant can really go in terms of the price. And obviously we know market cap is absolute bullshit for measuring anything. But Quant can get to $10,000 a coin. That can happen. This guy says, stop comparing one coin to an aberration. Just because ETH made that leap doesn't mean other coins will. Now, even better, is even better than this is what I would do, which would be not compare ETH and Quant's market cap, but just think about the potential of ETH and Bitcoin and how high people predict their market cap to go, right? For example, if Bitcoin hits $10 trillion in market cap, inevitably Ethereum will be 7 trillion. And inevitably the useful, powerful utility coins that we invest in here on this channel will have possibly 1 trillion. XRP could easily be a $1 trillion market cap if ETH is at 7 and Bitcoin's at 10, right? So better than comparing just like directly comparing market caps like this, which makes no sense, but it's fun to do. I would just evaluate the potential of Bitcoin and then, extrapolate that to all the other altcoins. So final thing we have today is the Amazon NFT initiative is coming soon. Amazon is launching a digital assets enterprise according to 4 sources. Okay. One example in the works is getting Amazon customers to play crypto games and claim free NFTs in the process. Very interesting. So they're coming in. Amazon will come in for sure. Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, has previously stated that he is open to the company selling NFTs. He's open to them selling NFTs. That is pretty insane. I believe Polygon was mentioned in this, maybe, or not. But this is pretty crazy. If Amazon steps in, that could definitely restart the bull market a little bit, especially if they're stepping in NFTs. So that is all we've got for the daily market update. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, join the Gold Squad Discord. I love every single one of you, and goodbye.